Okay, here we are where we left off in the last video, so let's play around with some text, shall we? So, right now, I want you to type in 4 or 5 lines of text. Doesn't matter what it is you type in, you can actually copy what I'm going to type if you want, just to get some text. Now, I prepared some text, and I saved it in a Word document, so I'm going to open my Word document. I'm going to point to the first letter at the beginning of the welcome. I'm going to left click and hold down with my mouse and drag down and turn all this blue. I'm going to right click and click copy. I can close this window, bring my web page back up, and right click and click paste. I'm not a very fast typer, so it was faster for me to do it this way rather than you watch me for 10 minutes typing this in, or me pausing the video and then typing it all in. Anyways, we got some text. Now, up here at the beginning, at the top of my web page, I should probably make this a heading. So, I'm going to place my cursor in the front of the word welcome and click so that my cursor is flashing in here. And I'm going to go up here and click on heading 1. Watch what happens. See how I punched it out? Makes it look a little more like a heading. Okay? Now, let's change the color of the heading. Make it stand out even a little bit more. Plus, we can italic it and underline it. And click on this little button here to choose color for text. And let's change it to red. Let's change it to this color red, I guess. And then just click OK. Now, we have a heading. And we change the color to red by just placing our mouse in front of the first letter and clicking on heading 1. Now, there is a particular font that when you use the font for a heading 1 or heading 2 or heading 3, that converts very well with search engines. And I'm going to tell you what that font is now. So let's click at the beginning of the W and hold down on the left key on the mouse and drag the mouse to the end to highlight all the text. And now under variable widths, click on the drop down arrow. Font you should always use for your headlines, mainly because it converts very well, and I guess it's a part of considering optimizing your web page, is Tahoma. So watch what happens when I click on Tahoma. It'll punch it out even more. There we go. So now I have to make it a little smaller so it's all on the same line. So you always want to put your headings in Tahoma. So let me click at the beginning of Welcome to Brian Explains by Video, and we'll make this a heading 2. And let's change actually there are 3 or 4 different fonts that convert very well on web pages, and I'm going to tell you what they are so you don't have to try to find out or guess. And the fonts that convert very well for the heading is Tahoma. So anything in a heading we're going to put in Tahoma. So I'll change this heading to Tahoma. Then I'm going to italic it just to make it look a little nicer. Now we can use this button up here to indent the text a little to the right. Gonna put it in the middle a bit. We can use this button for strong inferences. See what happens when I click on this. Kind of punched it out a little more. Let's italic it again. And make it a little bigger by clicking on the big A. Now let's move it back a little bit so we can click on the outdent text. Maybe one more. There. So I got heading 1, heading 2, and they're both in Tahoma. So now my name is Brian Uloth. Let's bold this. Italic it. I don't know why, but I do like the italic. Let's use this drop down. Now the next font to use for your text is Helvetica Arial. It's another one that converts very well with web pages. So let's see what happens when I click on Helvetica Arial. You ready? Kind of changed it a little bit again. Okay? So far we got Tahoma, Helvetica Arial. The next font we can use, I'm going to click my cursor in the front of the eye and drag it down these 2 lines. And we can change this font to Verdana. See how it changed it again, a little bit different. So now we got Tahoma, we got Helvetica Arial, Verdana, so that's 3. The 4th one I would use that converts very well on web pages is called Georgia. And they changed it a little bit different again. I'm going to bold this a little bit. Italic it. Underline this. I'm going to show you step by step with videos how to get started and create your own website. Maybe I should have done these 2 lines the same. So let's click the font again, change it to Georgia, bold it and italic it and underline. Now let's indent the text again. And move down to how to use a web editor, how to create a web page at will, how to edit existing web pages, and how to use FTP program. And now the last font that we can use for our web pages that converts very well is called Times New Romans. And that is the actual font that Composer writes in by default. So there are the 4 fonts. We got Helvetica Arial, Verdana, Georgia, and Times New Romans. And always for the headlines, use Tahoma. Let's change the color of this. Make it stand out a little bit more. This blue here. Click OK. Now, what else can we do? Oh, I know the other thing I wanted to show you, and that's bullets or number list. That's another great way to make things stand out and look a little better on your page. And that option is number list is right here. So we can click number list, and you notice it changed it and listed it by numbers. Or we can use the bullets. I kind of like the bullet list myself. I think the bullets kind of bring it more to attention than the numbers. But you can use either or, and then you can change the colors again. You can, just by spending 20 minutes or half an hour on your page changing the text around, you can make it look a lot better than what it did look. And as we go through these videos, I'll probably change more stuff as well, but this is pretty good for now because this video is creeping up on time and I don't want them to be too long. So you can spend 10-20 minutes, going through the buttons and highlighting the text and changing things and see what it does and make the page kind of look and feel like your own. And you can even write your own text in here, whatever you want to write. You don't have to copy what I'm writing, but remember, these are just step-by-step videos right now showing you what to do to create a web page. I'll see you in the next video for creating links. Links are very important, so I'll see you in a few minutes.